and you're watching The Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 7 p.m, and the Bronx are on parade. It's time for The Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of the Carpet Monkey, and your host with the Toast Topsy Toaster, and a wizard called Gandalf, featuring the sounds of the Glasgow Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the music maestro. Let's get ready to loco! Ho, ho, ho! Ooh.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey.
5, 4,
You
3, 2, 1. Thunder Gronks are go!
Anyway, big hello to you, Gandalf. Like I told you about that. Get down.
Thunder Gronks!
Yeah, I haven't got my little proddy stick. Where's my proddy stick?
Oh no! Did Gandalf hide your proddy stick? Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Monday Club, the Club of Mondays, where we club on Mondays.
Yes, let's go clubbing.
Now I've told you about that. You got told.
It's great to see you, and I hope you all are well. We've got Andy Stewart, Francis Wadsworth, Harry Sedgwick, Flymo Chairman 1, Clive Cobold, Retro Rambles, Rick Morley, Growler Blackwood, Engage Layout, Valleys 56XX, Simon Trains, Mother Railways Showcase, JL Railways, Leslie Gilpin Railways, Patrick Ling, Dave Scott Railways, B. Mozza, great to see you. Hope you're all well. Pete Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Simon Trains, Mother Railways Showcase, Colin Oldham, Stefan Svensson. Oh, it's always good to see you. Awesome Bricks, Gary Lewis says evening all in the Monday Club, 247 trains. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, hello, I was half an hour early.
A Monday Clubber is never early, Frodo Baggins, nor are they late. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
they also confuse me.
Caroline Rogers, big hello to you. Warbler Production says, we're all here just to watch you have fun and keep us informed. What? What do you mean keep you informed? Informed of what?
Of all the latest news in Gronks.
News in Gronks.
What's new in Gronking?
What is that? Zantex says, top left of the screen by the TMC logo, just above the Class 13, sat with the green mineral wagon.
Is that the TARDIS?
What? I don't know. I'm trying to work out just. Oh, that would be. No, I don't. No. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh.
That's actually a frame conversion PAL brick, I think.
Wow.
I think, yeah, just visible through the trees. No, it's not the TARDIS. The TARDIS has not yet been spotted, but it's great to see you all. I hope you are well.
Because I forgot. I mean, the Doctor forgot.
The Doctor forgot. The Doctor did move. Well, one of the Doctors did move one because I remember watching him do it, and I went, aha, and he went, shh. But I don't know about the other one. I'll be perfectly honest. I couldn't tell you where it is. But look, it's great to see you guys. I hope you're all well. And in terms of news, well, I'm guessing that the big announcement is that Accurascale are doing the HTO HTV hoppers. So this is a kind of a big hole in ready-to-run ranges. Probably some
You're
of
a big haul.
the whole system is. But it's probably a case that the HTO and HTV hoppers, both the pre-rebuild and post-rebuild version, I think pre-rebuild have 5 ribs, post-rebuild have 2. It's something like that. They're very distinctive. Now, this is a wagon
Do you
which...
have any spare?
Any what? Sorry, spare ribs. Peking sauce. You'd love to interrupt me. No, the thing about these was that towards the end, the wagons that were in the best condition got converted to tope wagons. And these were done by Hornby to a very high standard quite some time ago. So they had the chassis, they had the basic outline of the hopper, albeit cut down. And a lot of people speculated that they would do the HTO and HTV hopper wagons, and they didn't. And it seems strange to do the tope, but not do the far more numerous and long-lived wagon that the tope was derived from. But Akira Scale have announced these, and it fits quite well with, they've already done the MDO, the MDV, MDW type wagons. They've also done the HUO hoppers. So it really stands to reason. Oh, and the 16-ton mineral wagons, all variants, MCV, MCO and MXV. All the different versions. I mean, that is a huge minefield of different details. This was probably the next obvious hopper to do. So really quite pleased that they've announced these. Dave Scott Railways, big hello to you. George Hayfield, evening to you. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, gronk it up, gronk it up, gronk it up. Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
The Gronk It Up cult is not a cult for legal and tax purposes. Your mileage may vary.
Absolutely. So it was really good to see you guys. Ben Davis, Jose Antonio Texera. It says, Jennifer, great to watch the channel. Greetings from, is that Curitiba, southern Brazil. Oh, wow. I thank you so much for joining us.
You may be the first person from Brazil to join us.
First person from Brazil that we know about. I'm sure that people have before, but welcome along. Everybody is, of course, welcome.
Absolutely.
Here on the Monday Club. Don't forget to tickle the like button, share the stream, and also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. But welcome along.
I will be back. I've got to go and get a brush and some...
What do you mean, a brush? What do you mean, like one of these?
Some fluids.
Fluids? What sort of fluids?
So I can do my painting.
I've got everything here. What's
Oh,
those?
fair enough.
Do you want a big brush?
Well, I'll need a reasonably sized brush and a small one as well.
Do you want a bog brush?
No, I don't need a hairbrush either. Today I am building an experimental German aircraft from the end of World War II, a Gotha GO229V7.
Yeah,
it's basically their version of the flying wing, but it's from 1944.
They're very ahead of their time. I mean,
it looks modern. It's weird.
And what's the company of these? I wasn't familiar
They're by
with these.
PM Model. They're a Turkish company, I believe.
We think they're Turkish, but it's a little bit tricky. There's a cloth for cleaning your things.
Thank you. But hey,
it's very, very difficult to kind of nail down what any information on the company.
yes.
For brush cleaning fluid, Zoe, there's some in there.
Thank you. I'll drink this now.
It's a used brush cleaning fluid, just what I want.
Like Mother used to make.
Yeah. Chris Johnson says, "Hello all, joining you for my 1 in 3 weeks. As the other 2 Mondays, I'm at work, so I miss out. But
well, welcome.
Always good to have you. It's like a Leap Monday club of sorts." Ben says, "Oh, very nice. I've got to make 1/35 scale sandbags. How exciting!" Cool. Now I've seen some people actually use they use clay and I think it was tissue paper. You wrap them in tissue paper. Squash them to shape, and then when they dry, they kind of retain the shape, and you can make some interesting sandbags that way. Little Britain says it's a record, only 8 minutes late, so it's 2:09
Monday
p.m.
Clubber is never late, are they, Gandalf?
A Monday Clubber is definitely never late, Toto Wagons.
nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Thanks, Gandalf.
Thank you, Gandalf.
So this is how big it is. It's interesting scale. This is 1:72 scale, so it's quite a large aircraft.
Have you already assembled that? That was quick work.
No, it comes in 2 bits.
Ah.
So just to get the shapes right, this
That's
is
quite a
basically
sharp moulding there. I mean, I'm
yeah,
looking...
this is modern stuff from.
It's a
this
fairly
company.
new kit, so obviously the tooling is still very, very sharp.
It's a weird looking thing.
Harry Sedgwick says there are 2 Class 08 Gronks, and I've seen it today at Locomotion Museum in Shildon. Ooh. And Locomotion in Shildon, of course, they've just opened the second hall. And now somebody did ask, there we are, Simon Trains Mother Railway Showcase asks how did the Bristol Bulldog go from last week? Oh, and thank you so much. 156 Andrew Shortbread Express very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Says Jenny Zoe Gandalf Shortbread Supply. Oh, thank you.
So,
you guys.
the Bristol Bulldog.
I'm going to press the button, shall I?
Yes.
So I'm going to press the button.
Hit the lever.
And we're going to bring that up. And
don't worry.
It's all right. You might want to. Actually, no. Let me remove me. Bye. There we go. So there is the Bristol Bulldog.
Jenny put it together. My airfix skills are lacking these days, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. But Jenny,
it was fiddly. I must admit,
far more finesse, and she managed to make it work.
It was very, very tricky. There's a screwdriver for opening those tins.
So it came together after a while for you, but it made it. And to be honest with you, that's a legacy kit, and it is incredibly impressive. I didn't have to take a huge amount of flashing off it. It was a really
still
good,
a very sharp
quality kit.
Yeah, I quite liked it, and I painted it. I don't know why you painted it all over in Humbrol number 30.
Because it told me to.
I actually painted over all of the Humbrol 30 because it looked the wrong colour, and I used number 150.
Yes, you did.
Which
it told me to.
Actually, the one you're opening now, because that looked much better matched to what it showed on the box. But there it is, the Bristol Bulldog. And funnily enough,
incredibly impressive.
It is. I painted the tail, so you see there the tail in the red, white, and blue. I've always wondered about this. They always look like the French flag.
They do, but it's the British colours.
Yeah, the British colours looking for an awful lot like the French flag. The French would be most pleased at that. I painted those by hand. I painted one half red, the other half blue, and then when it dried, I put the white line in the middle.
Put the Tipp-Ex over the top.
Yeah. And then I moved on to the decals and discovered that they give you a decal to cover the entire tail of the plane and to give you the colours. So I painted that, and I want to say I painted that because it was really hard and I did it myself. And even though there was a decal, I didn't use it.
You did a real good job. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, really good job. Anyway, Ham Shackleton says the French flag is the other way round, blue, white and red. Well, if you turn the plane around, that's the colour order that it is.
Yeah,
so I'm going to
look at it in the mirror, it's fine.
Bring myself back on the screen.
Why?
Paul Murphy says, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Yeah, it was busy. What did we do? I remember it being busy, but I can't remember.
Weird. It's like I feel like I've hardly been here yet. I don't remember doing a huge amount.
Well, on Saturday, I did a whole project, did record it for a video. I need to do a few more bits of recording to finish it off. But actually, the Garden Railway, there's another progress video on that coming up. It's quite an exciting one, quite a transformation. You might have seen the pictures. I shared them online. So excited I had to share them.
Excited.
Larry Rogers says, were any sheep injured during the landing?
Nope.
No, absolutely not. The plane...
And can we just say, to the man who flying the Spitfire that crashed over the weekend, condolences.
Absolutely. Quite a sad, tragic accident. One of the Battle of Britain memorial flight Spitfires crashed, and sadly the pilot was killed in that. So really, really sorry to hear that. Very, very sad situation. King Fox Junction, big hello to you, says, when is your new wagon coming out, Jenny? It's already it's been out. It's sold out incredibly quickly. Yep. So unfortunately, You've
All
missed
gone.
it. They've all gone. Thank you so much. JL Railways very kindly donated £4.99 on the super chat. Says, I hope you had a great bank holiday weekend, Jenny and Zoe. Absolutely. Thank you so much. We did. The Saturday wasn't too bad. I know quite a few people went to rallies and such like. There was a big one in Cheshire on over the weekend. And we didn't actually. We didn't go anywhere. We kind of stayed in. But the Sunday was very wet here.
I still can't remember what. All I know is that I haven't stopped since like 2 weeks ago. And yet I can't tell you what I've done.
Yeah,
it's a very confusing time.
Very busy, and I filmed a video as well. I remember doing that. Yeah. Paul Murphy says the Weir Yard is looking very plain today. Hold on, is there a trombone? H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, hi Jenny, it's a pity about the Spitfire crash. Absolutely.
It really is.
Ham Shackleton says, Spitfires, there were only 6 flyable in the UK, 3 at the Battle of Britain flight and 3 privately owned. Now the Battle of Britain only has 2. Although I suspect they might rebuild the one that crashed. It may get rebuilt. And I know you think, well, but it crashed. They can rebuild things from...
Yeah.
They basically build a brand new Spitfire around a bolt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Some of the rebuilds of Second World War aircrafts, it's just astonishing how much they can do. But I suppose the dirty little secret of vintage aircraft restoration is that most of the original aircraft leaves in a skip at the back.
It can't be helped.
Yeah,
parts wear out.
Yeah, well, not just that. Like if they're badly bent and broken, it is easier and safer to manufacture them from the start.
Absolutely.
But then it begs the question: why not just build a replica plane?
Because it's not the original then.
Yeah, but it's barely the original. If like we crafted this brand new aeroplane all around this nut. Ham Shackleton says it's usually the maker's ID plate that is recycled. So then you wonder, it's like, why not just keep the sort of the old worn out aeroplane and put that on display somewhere and just...
Sometimes people can do that.
Phil Yates says there are over 50 flying, having flown in one. Yeah, they made tens of thousands of them.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
It's the ship of Theseus. If I take the builder's plate off because I've replaced everything else...
I'd do that on the table, because if you flick that...
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just watching you run the risk of flicking silver paint.
You are terrible at this. You get focused on the wrong thing. If we have a plane...
Yes.
And it's all that's left of the original is the builder's plate. But all the other parts haven't been melted down. They're just still in the skip, but I stick them back together, which is the original plane.
Yeah, I mean, this is philosophically, this has been a thing for a long time.
It's the ship of Theseus or Trigger's
I always
broom.
use the paint off the lid.
I know you do.
Yeah. Dave Scott Railway says, just have to ask, how many preserved steam locos are original? None. No, that's the thing. Steam locomotives, there's a lot of the bits on them are consumable parts. And yeah, Trigger's old broom, says Roger Woolstonholme. Absolutely, Sarah Davis. Big hello to you, Sarah Davis. Did hear that you weren't so well last week. Hoping that you're feeling better. So big up, Sarah Davis. It's really good to see you. We were worried last week when we heard that you weren't so good. Martin Shipman says, as long as they have the original builder's plate, they can legitimately rebuild it. And that's it's an interesting thought. If you try to do that with a car, you get in a lot of trouble. It's like, well, I peeled the VIN number plate off and built a whole new car around it. It'd be like,
if you replaced each part of a series of 3,
if you did
4, 5
one
years,
at a time. That's the thing. It's like
so
if you built a new car around the VIN plate of a car that you then scrapped, got rid of, then is that the same vehicle? I don't think you're allowed to do that, but by the same token, if you slowly replace all the parts one at a time, who's to stop you? And it's like, oh, well, I had to put new brakes on it and discs. And then I found out the suspension trunnions needed replacing, and then I had to get a rebuilt engine, and then the gearbox went, so I got a spare and the back axle.
This is all
and
good.
there was a few rust patches, so I had to redo all of the bodywork, and the seats, they've gone all saggy, so I got new. And before you know it, you've got a new car in bits.
Yes.
So it's something that
It's all about intent, really, isn't it?
I suppose, yes. It's like whether basically intent. There's a real camping vibe going on. Ivo Van Zon says, being an Einheit Schluck, the Rotterdam 01 actually has class 44 parts in the valve gear. Yeah, and there's some steam locomotives. They actually, when they've done rebuilds, they found they've got pieces from many other long since gone members of the class. I believe Sir Nigel Gresley incorporates a lot of parts that came from Miles Beaver, which was one of the other A4s. And at one point, both of the locomotives were at, I think it was Crew Works, where Sir Nigel Gresley was being repaired for preservation, and Miles Beaver was actually dragged there to be used as a source of parts for the repair work.
Wow.
So Sir Nigel Gresley includes parts from Miles Beaver. And there are other preserved steam locomotives which, when they've taken them apart for rebuilding, they found that actually they don't contain almost any parts of the locomotive that they were numbered as. And actually, they're a hodgepodge of like parts bin of all of the other members of the class. And I think with a steam locomotive, they generally consider the frames of the locomotive as being the core identity. But I'm sure that there's a locomotive where it turned out the frames were off something completely different. Little Britain says, I think Canada was using Lancasters for ocean rescue throughout the 50s and 60s. Yeah, and I think that's how some of the Lancasters that are preserved, that's how they came to be preserved, is by extended use with the Royal Canadian Air Force. The Spitfires as well were used by a lot of countries other than Britain. And a lot of the Spitfires that are still in existence, I believe, came via a convoluted route from places like New Zealand and Australia, whose air forces had used them. And what you tended to find with some of these is that after they'd been displaced from frontline use, some of them did still get used as training planes, so basically learning to fly. And also certain specialist roles, some of them had been used for as well. Paul Murphy asks, Jenny, what is your favourite steam loco ever? It's a very interesting question. Favourite steam locomotive ever? Well, I've got a big soft spot for the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Puggy Poos. But I also like terriers, and in the news as well, Hornby have also shown the livery samples for the website exclusive of the it might be the Hornby Collectors Club exclusive, or it might just be a website exclusive of the Isle of Wight Central Railways Terrier in really quite eye-catching lined red livery. It's one I really, really want, I must admit.
So you'll be putting in a pre-order?
I probably should. I think they are selling out to pre-order quite quickly, so I suspect if it's a must-have item, do need to get one in. Steam locomotives were only original until their first heavy general overhaul, to Dave Scott Rose. That is pretty much true, and
isn't that true of every plane?
No, we're talking about steam locomotives, but
not plane. I mean, I'm building a plane.
Yes,
what I meant was train.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna just powering up my biggest fan. Yay! It is getting quite warm up here. It must be said.
Yeah.
Madden Steam Railway says some most certainly did come back from places like Oz and New Zealand, especially the Spitfires and Hurricanes. I Iron Horse Railway says, speaking of steam engines and using spare parts, cut and shutting, etc., is there any example of tank engines making temporary use of a full tender or even makeshift tenders for whatever reason? Yes. The is it the Y9 North British Railway Y9? Some of them used weird little tenders that were kind of converted from old coal wagons and would trot around the docks. And the reason they had these tenders is because they didn't actually have a lot of space for coal. They didn't. I don't think they had a coal bunker. They just tended to shovel a load of coal onto the cab floor. So a lot of these would trundle around with a little makeshift coal tender behind them. So it wasn't completely unheard of. The problem you would have with adding a tender to a tank locomotive is that it's how you get the coal and the water from that tender into the locomotive. You'd need pipe work and a means to pump it across. And like with coal, you basically need a couple of blokes and a shovel because there's no way through into the cab. Lizzie Beard Locomotive has spotted Topsy Toaster. Absolutely, Topsy is back. Now, I'm going to hit the button.
In that case, I need you to hold these.
I'm going to hold this.
Which button?
You can number 5. Number 5.
He's alive.
Which colour is this?
I don't know.
So we're mixing a Humbrol enamel here. I seem to have ended up mixing.
It's kind of weird browny colour.
A browny olive colour. I like it, actually. This is a very... it's like an olive drab, a bit like matte olive drab. That's going to need a lot of stirring.
It's the one that I'm going to be painting the majority of the top in, and then going over with greens and stuff later on.
Got it. Hit the lever. 3B Rail marks as there are many companies now supporting Spitfire owners, so much so that most parts are available to keep them airworthy. However, the Vulcan is much more specialised and no longer have spare parts. Yeah, the very last airworthy Vulcan is now grounded. The problem is that basically metal fatigue on the airframe. So an airframe, when you fly, there's a lot of vibrations, and metal objects in particular, over time, can weaken in certain areas. So what they tend to have is total number of flying hours for an airframe, and when you get up to very high levels, then there are restrictions placed on the plane. But also, from a purely practical point of view, they may find cracks that would ground the aircraft because you really don't want a wing to fall off.
Looking at you, Boeing.
I don't think Boeing had a wing that fell off.
They just had a door that fell off in the middle of flight.
A door that people are like, I didn't know there was meant to be a door there. Somebody crack a window, it's getting stuffy in here. But, the Vulcan probably has a lot of technical hours left, but it's legally unairworthy. It could probably fly again with a little work related, says Zantec. Yeah, there's other things as well where you've got engine hours. Now, the gas turbines, the jet engines that aeroplanes use as well, you've got limits on the number of hours on those. And I know from experience that whilst, the engine doesn't just stop working, but you get a lot of issues with like high oil consumption and other things creeping in.
Yeah, this type of thing where you look at a car and go, I wouldn't trust that on the motorway. You certainly wouldn't trust it in the air.
Yeah, because, when a car breaks down, it tends to just roll to a stop, and you get out and you go, right, that's it, that's the last time, and you start thrashing it with a branch. But with an aeroplane, you've kind of got to get to the ground first.
Yeah.
It's with the engines, they don't just generally suddenly go, right, that's it, I've hit 25,000 engine hours, I'm done. They just get to a threshold where they can have a very high fuel consumption, low efficiency, problems with seals wearing out, with bearings wearing out, And there's I don't know where, if it's probably not there anymore, but at Southend Airport there used to be a Coda Air Boeing 707 that was impounded after a big thing with gun smuggling, and that particular aircraft, its engines were so far over the rebuild threshold that apparently they were having to top it up with something like 20 gallons of oil before every flight, because it was just quite literally leaking out through the engines, through the seals. And the thing was, I saw the inspection that the authorities did on it after it was impounded, and it was like, how was this able to fly?
You mean these criminals weren't even keeping up with the basics of safety? I expect more from a common criminal.
Yeah, funny about that. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, saw the Eurostar for the first time on Saturday. Woo-hoo. Trains, Kits, etc. says, this plane sounds fun to ride. I want to go.
I've never seen a Eurostar, now I think about it.
GNER used to operate one up to, I think it was to Leeds. So if you ever went to Leeds Station, sometimes you might have seen it. Huh. But then also, if you were on the train up to, like, say, Durham, where we were living at the time, sometimes you would see it from that train as well.
I've never seen it.
Iron Horse Railway says, just Googled the Y9 stroke OF and Caledonians, either tenders. That's perfect for what I've got in mind. I absolutely love this community. So much knowledge on tap. Thanks, Jen and company.
And that's why we love the Monday Club, because it is your model club.
Absolutely.
You can ask and someone will know.
Absolutely. Krista Duke, oh, great to see you. Hope you're well. Says, hi all. Sorry I'm late. I'm on a campsite, but had to get some milk, but had to drive to a shop. Yeah, camping's like, let's live like a refugee for the weekend.
The Monday Clubber is never late, Dodo wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Today's beverage of choice is an energy drink, and the reason for this is I'm really quite flagging.
Because you had no energy.
Yeah, I had no energy. Part of the problem, I think, as well, is I've been out in the sun. I'm not solar powered. And I had a good feed, actually. It was my grandfather's 99th birthday. So, really good innings. It was great to see. Happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. So that's Stanley George Morgan's 99 years. So, yeah, we did threaten to...
He's got to max level now. He can do all the raids.
Yeah, he's got all the loot, isn't it? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Jose Antonio Texera says, no problem, I'm the boss. Oh, I think that's a reply to somebody else. Neptune, big hello to you, says, in any case, doesn't matter if it's an aeroplane, steam locomotive, or other vehicles, for the war effort, all were made to just last just a little bit longer. Peter Jackson Judah Heath says, is that like the old Russian Aeroflot pilots who top up on 20 gallons of vodka before they take off? And in the I remember hearing stories about Aeroflot planes at the Farnborough Air Show, because they'd have aeroplanes come in from all around the world, and the Aeroflot planes were down to the banding on the tyres. They were completely bald. Let's just say Aeroflot got their money's worth out of the tyres. A little bit too much so. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft says, high model train crew here, but building Metcalfe Manor Farmhouse, and got the stream on. And Metcalfe kits are really good. You've actually built quite a few on here.
I love Metcalfe kits.
Yeah. One thing I would suggest is, is there actually an engine, something representation of the engine that goes inside those engine cowls?
There are.
Oh, right. Because I was going to say you could paint the inside of them just to hide the plastic colour, but I think you've got this. That colour's going on quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I've mixed it up. And
yeah,
it's really nice.
It's been sat for probably decades. Some of these are very, very old. Oh, no, that was number 17 something or other. Simon Drain's Model Railway Showcase says there was an A4 locomotive during World War II made a stop at Brookman's Park on the East Coast Main Line to drop off the Soviet foreign minister to meet with the UK foreign minister to sign the Anglo-Soviet treaty. There was lots and lots of hush-hush stuff went on during the Second World War. Really quite interesting. Krista Duke says, I've also had to sort my son out who fell over the dog whilst walking on the campsite. He was a bit muddy. Oh.
The son or the dog?
I suspect both. The son because they fell over the dog, but the dog because they just like running around in the mud. But oh my word. Yeah, no, the thing about camping, if you're in a tent, is if you get really muddy, it's really difficult to get clean again.
Yep.
You sort of have to, if there's a lake nearby,
I just jump in the lake.
Just send them to the lake and say, swim really fast for a bit until all the dirt falls off. Raymond Anthony 127 asks, what exactly are Toto wagons? No, it's Todo wagons, isn't it?
Todo wagons is a joke name.
Yeah, I would have left a tiny little
Instead
bit on
of
the wing.
Frodo.
Yeah.
He's Todo.
Yeah, it's because our Gandalf likes to tailor the warning to people who come late to the theme of the show.
He used to say Frodo Baggins, and then someone said, no, it should be Todo Wagons.
Naive Gauge says, I built my first Modellux kit this week. I really love it. Excellent model.
Excellent.
Box girder bridge. I do love a bridge.
I got my thing. What's the word?
You did. You got your thingy.
Model U. I got my
oh, yes,
from
you
Model
did.
U.
And of course, don't forget that if you want to get your very own Zoe from Model U, she is an unlockable character and is available by ordering me in the scale that you want, but in the comments box in your order, put that you want the Cupboard Monkey rather than me, and you will miraculously get a model of Cupboard Monkey rather than me. So she is a secret unlockable character from the Model U catalogue, which you think's really cool.
I do. I would have had them use the Konami code, but I don't think most people would get that.
No, even I don't know the Konami code. It was like up, down, left.
Down, left, right, B, A, start.
That just sounds like it's like, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
That's exactly what it's for.
So do you think, did they actually tell people, or did somebody accidentally come across it?
I don't know.
Somebody was going, oh, for God's sake, it doesn't work. Oh, hold on. Thymo Chairman 1 says, sorry, Jennifer Kirk, Todo Wagons was kind of by consensus.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we got, I think Gandalf, it was suggested to him that Todo Wagons might work better. Yes, you're absolutely right. Ben says, think you need a Churchill tank on the layout. Good luck with the road wheels. Yeah, actually, I mean, that is a rich, untapped vein when you've finished making all of these aeroplanes. Is actual tanks and stuff, and I
am getting more and more into models from wargaming and stuff. That will be part of JK2 when we expand that channel later this year.
I must admit, I look at the military establishment over in the corner and think that a plinth tank might look good, like a First World War tank.
Yeah,
might be an interesting little thing to build. I'll have a think about that.
I was thinking more about Warhammer, but okay.
We don't have a Warhammer on here.
No, for stuff I want to try and paint and build, I really love the style of Warhammer.
H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid says, not forgetting the fact Gandalf likes having tea and biscuits.
Yes.
With Albus Dumbledore.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But actually, that's come out really well. It's a nice matte colour, and if you look at the top, it's drying very quickly in the heat up here. So this is the Gotha.
Yeah, it's a German flying.
Have we got the box somewhere? Yeah. So I'll hold up the box. There we are. So this is what the Cupboard Monkey is building. It's a Gotha GO-229 V7. I don't know whether they actually built them.
I'm pretty sure they didn't. This is a. This was part of the war effort for the losing side.
It was like too little, too late.
And they did not have the ability by the end of the war, which is when this would be coming in, to build this stuff.
Is there actually any history of the model on the paperwork?
No, it's just a thing to build.
So
it's like a what if, basically.
So let's have a look.
It's fascinating. Like, this thing does not look like it's from the 40s.
Oh, here we are. Right, the Gotha Geo 229V7 fighter was an experimental German flying wing jet under development at the end of World War II. It had a crew of 2, a radar antenna housed in the nose radome, 4 30mm cannons, and a top speed in excess of 600 miles per hour. So it does appear that it was being actively worked on. Whether a flying example came out of that, I don't know, because I'm looking at technical details. Engine, it had 2 UMO 004B2 turbojets. Developing 1,983 pounds of thrust. It had a range of 1,180 miles, maximum speed 607 miles per hour, and it weighed 18,960 pounds. That seems a little bit too specific for it to have not had at least one example to...
Which is interesting. To me, this looks too modern to have been from the 40s, and yet here it is.
And that was some of the German
jet
designs.
engine technology came on is amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean the Second World War was it really did push technology on, and that's the thing you find: war causes huge advances in technology.
War. What is it good for? Advancing your
lots
technology.
and lots of technology. Alan G. Johnson CD says, "Hello, I am Canadian. Hello to
hello
you.
there.
We won't hold it against you." No, we're just joking. But it's great to see you and welcome aboard. We have people from all over the world who tune in for the Monday Club, and you are all welcome.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see you. Now, we're here on in the UK. It's Bank Holiday Monday.
In America, in the United States, even it's Memorial Day, I believe.
Is that actually on the same day? So, if we've got any Americans,
Unless it was yesterday.
Could any Americans let us know? Is there a holiday on today, like Memorial Day or something?
Sure, there is.
I don't follow the American holidays, but I'm guessing that it's a bit like our bank holidays. But yeah, we have a thing on occasional Mondays. We go, what if all the banks were shut? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and we'll all sit inside whilst it rains because we tried to light a barbecue.
It comes from a funny thing called Saint Monday.
Saint Monday.
I am not kidding. At the start of prior to the Industrial Revolution, farm workers would just decide they weren't turning up for work on Mondays because it was the feast of Saint Monday.
Okay. Scanman, great to see you. Our Montana correspondent.
What did you do?
I said Scanman, our Montana correspondent, says today in the USA is Memorial Day.
There we go.
Right.
I knew it was.
Hit the reset.
Hit the liver.
Hit the liver.
There you go.
It's weird that,
the
isn't it?
trends decided it was Saint Monday.
Yeah, they did. They went, oh, I see you're talking to Scanman. Let's all just like make a mess. So it is Memorial Day. Raymond Anthony 127 also says today is Memorial Day here in the USA. So it's like that basically. But over here, what do we do on a bank holiday? Well,
we all sit around and watch James Bond because we can't go to the shops.
Yeah, what actually happens the week before, we all go, we'll have a barbecue, it'll be great. And then what actually happens on the day is it chucks it down with rain, so you end up, should we just sit and watch a James Bond film? And it's just one of those things. But essentially, most of the shops are shut and the banks are shut, and you normally don't have to go to work unless you work in one of the industries that goes, it's a normal Monday for us. So for a great many years, I worked for companies where it's like, no, it's just an ordinary day. Pim1234 says, again, too late. Sorry. Oh, no, don't worry about it.
Monday Clubber is never late.
You got him out of his box.
Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Thank you, Gandalf.
Knockers Lane says, Foo Fighters Wrestling, known as Flying Saucers. Looking at one now on my layout. Oh,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, this thing actually, you look at it, you could imagine.
This thing looks like an interloper from the modern day.
Yeah, and it's very strange. This is the Gotha plane, just for any newcomers. That's what the Cupboard Monkey is trying to build at the moment from a company. I'd never heard of them, PM Models.
I think they're Turkish.
New. We think they're Turkish, but we're not sure.
The art on it is dated 2019, so this is, even if the company's not new, this artwork is.
Iron Horse Railway says, I was incredibly frustrated today. Travelled to see the Chipping Steam Fair today. First time in 10 years I've been able to go there. And when we did, they had closed it because of the rain. Oh, that's
a real shame.
I mean, how is that?
Have a look at that.
Does that need a little bit of... Talk to the nice people.
I think that needs a lot of. Not a little.
Oh, that's gone very dry, hasn't it?
Yes.
I think...
solid.
Yeah, right. I think what we need is... Put that somewhere out the way where it's not going to go solid. And I'm going to get a screwdriver in on this. I'm going to go all medieval on its bottom. So, oh yeah, this is...
So we're trying to use duck egg blue, which Jen seems to have had since the 19th century.
No, this is a 1990s pot of paint.
So this is from the late 1900s.
Yeah, I'm going to need to... Ooh, that's a bit...
Bit tart. She's going at this hammer and tongs.
Right, could you pass
there
me
weren't
the
any
thinners?
warnings on the website to say it was closed.
I suspect that there was...
That sounds
right,
like a last
there.
thing.
So, no. Oh, I was going to use the one that was already open, but never mind.
That seems like a last-minute decision then, Iron Horse.
I suspect that the rain came down so heavily that it just very quickly reached a tipping point, and they had to make a decision then and there. Unfortunately, it does happen.
Unfortunate, but you know.
As somebody who attended the final year of the Kendal Steam Fair that later became the Cumbria Steam Fair, believe me, I know what it can be like when some of these shows get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So,
and that Ian White says, "Can I post a link?" You can try.
I think one of the
mods should be able to help you out if it doesn't come through.
Oh, wait. Now, don't get rid of that just
we
yet.
Have lift off?
I might need some more.
So, yeah, if you want to try and post a link, we have no problem with people putting links in. As long as you don't spam the chat too much, then go for it. But that's no problem. Pulling vehicles off site is always a safety concern. Also, if it gets too muddy, then there's a slip hazard, which unfortunately insurance companies these days may cancel your insurance over. There's all kinds of problems, so you have to make a decision there and then. And sometimes there's just not enough time to say anything.
Yeah, and I'm guessing a lot of the people involved with organising it were on the site trying to deal with the immediacy of problems.
Yeah. Martin Shipman says, we were treated to a bank holiday visit from Keir Starmer. I'm sorry to hear that. The last thing
my condolences.
Yeah, the last thing you need on a bank holiday is some random politician rocking
There's
up.
a general election in the footing
Is
here
there really?
the UK.
I would never have known. 2024
is the year of elections, so obviously the US has a big presidential election coming up.
Yeah, I've heard there might be,
Yeah. So, this is actually, this is working better than I thought. I think we've caught this one just at the right time.
Iron Horse says, I wouldn't want to get stuck in the field with all those tractors around the place. You know, tractors struggle in mud. Yes, I know, but even so, steam tractors are very, very heavy.
Well, even though the farm tractors... These sort of shows, you have quite a lot of stuff.
Dave Scott Railway says a 10-ton steam roller on wet grass will just stand still and turn the wheel.
Yeah, it will.
It'll just sit there because it's not built for that kind of stuff.
A road roller is designed for rolling tarmac.
Yeah.
But on mud, they have almost zero grip. So, right, you just need to stir and stir and stir. That needs a lot of stirring.
I'm going to stir it. I'm a stirrer.
Richard Gruter says, dropped my phone while cleaning window. When I'm cleaning
windows.
But luckily it survived as it was in aeroplane mode. Was that the door?
No, that was me going.
No, you muppet. The banging. The bang, 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 bang.
No, it's next door.
Okay, that's fine. Richard Greeter says it's been very wet this year, soggy fields. Yeah, we had several weeks of really lovely hot weather, and then we have had like a year's worth of rainfall in a matter of a couple of weeks. And unfortunately, it's more than the land has been able to soak in. Right,
Jen,
I'm going to hit the lever.
Do we have a sponsor today?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
Do you want to?
Oh, you want me to tell the people? Today's sponsor is TMC, the Model Centre, your first choice for all new items that you can pre-order at a competitive price and guaranteed that if you pre-order that you will get what you pre-order. Also, they have extensive ranges of in-stock items, and you can also find that cherished item that you might have missed the first time round from their extensive second-hand collection. They've also got a bank holiday sale on at the moment, so grab yourself a bargain, which includes the crane that we did a video on Friday of, which is doing very, very well. I'm going to press the button now. So
go on, you hit the lever.
Hit the lever. H. Walker Steamer Heritage Rail Vid says, what is that?
Oh,
that's new.
When did that get knocked?
I don't know. So
this is what happens when we don't notice things.
Yes, if you notice this notice, blah, 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 blah. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says...
That was confusing.
Always good old TMC. Yeah, I was looking at that and going, what on earth are we looking at? But Tim Davis says it might be PM Models Limited. If so, it is owned by Matthew Ball and Phil Flory. Yeah, there is a model shop called PM Models, but I don't think it's the same as the manufacturers of the kit. I'm not quite sure.
I'm pretty sure this is Turkish because the primary language on the instructions is Turkish, then English, then German.
Yeah, English is not at the top of the instruction sheets. Raymond Anthony 127 says, hopefully there will be another run of the Class 27s in BR Blue in 00 gauge. I know that I did speak to Ben Jones and talked with him a little bit about the Class 26s have had another run. And what he said was that the Class 26s, obviously with a lot more livery options and actually longer lasting, there's a much more demand for those. But the problem is that the Class 27's a little bit more niche. And I think that Hellion do need a little bit of persuasion that there is enough market for that. How is that paint actually going on? Is it going on like paint or is it a bit crusty?
It's a little crusty, but it's not gone too far. I mean, look at that.
I've put a lot of thinners in. I
think another coat and it'll be okay.
I think we were right on the cusp with that, where it could have been going completely solid, but I think we may have just...
I think you've saved it.
Caught it just in time. Richard Gruder says, does PM Models only open in the afternoon?
Yes.
I can see why you might think that.
Yes, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, Raymond Lex says, Hellion rhymes with Hellion. Yes, it does. Ben Tellett says, just noticed the Coca-Cola VW camper. Yeah, that's one of yours, that is. That's a Zoe-related thing, it must be said.
Yes, I like my camper vans.
Raymond Anthony 127 says, time to search the second-hand market for one. Yeah, TMC have a second-hand sale on at the moment, but also a big shout-out for Clark Railworks.
Oh, we do like Clark Railworks.
Keep an eye on the Clark Railworks site, because stuff does come up. There's been some really nice models, which you haven't been able to get for love nor money for a very long time. So, for example, the Caledonian Blue livery Fairburn tank, I saw one of those turn up. I mean, you pay the going rate for stuff like that. It wasn't cheap, but I haven't seen one of those on the open market for a long, long time. If you get any big crusty bits, try and get them back in the pot.
I am trying to get them back in the pot.
Slowly dissolve back in.
To get them back in the pot. You're being a burger.
Yes, you are. Just looking back through the comments. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says, have to wave from Burnt is it Burntisland or Burnt Island? Yeah, is that the way I should be going? Shout out for Daypole, says Roger Wilson Home. Yeah, the answer is Daypole.
We do like Daypole as well.
Yes, we do. Yes, Raymond Anthony 127. I believe Clark Railworks does ship worldwide, and they've got a really easy to follow website. Make sure it's Clark Railworks you want, not Ellis Clark Trains. They are sister companies.
Yeah,
but there's no real obvious way of getting from one website to the other. It is a bit of an oversight of theirs.
I don't know. 'Cause, they're different branches of the business.
Ellis Clark Trains is primarily O gauge and larger scales, whereas Clark Railworks deals with all the other scales.
Yeah. Ellis Clark Trains is their like new build stuff, basically.
Rick Morley says the Leven branch is opening next week. Simon is coming north for it. Right, the Leven yes, of course. That line hasn't run since early 1990s, so it is really quite pleasing to see that it's been restored and put back onto the national network. Leslie Gilpin Railway says it's easy to get between the two parts of Ellis Clark Business websites. Oh, well, I've always
it wasn't
looked...
for you, but then again,
it wasn't for me. But then
an
again,
international techno weenie.
Yeah, that's actually come. Is that? Would you say that's the right colour?
It looks the right colour from the thing that I saw.
It does actually, yes. So, oh, you've got two different. Right, so I'll hold this up. This is what the Monkey of Madness is building. So you can see there we've got options on liveries. So we've got what looks to be a more Arctic style camouflage, so winter camouflage at the top, and you're going for this one.
I'm going for the more camouflage, the standard one.
Yeah, I wonder why it had yellow wingtips and front, because
because it was experimental.
Yeah, but from underneath it'd be like they've gone to all the trouble to paint it in a sort of light blue so it blends in with the sky.
I'll tell you what, I won't be painting on it though. There's a certain marking that the naughty people within the war were very pleased with, and which I will not be painting on this.
Richard Brutus has the VW camper van broken down and overheated. Yes, that's what they do. Actually, I went to Trago Mills, that lesser known Bond villain. I went to Trago Mills on Friday with work. But I went down there, and on the way back, I've never seen so many VW campers and VW Beetles. So there's obviously been some kind of bank holiday weekend event involving VWs down somewhere in Devon or Cornwall. But I was just astounded. It was like for a clear hour, all I could see going the other way was like, yeah, VW, all these classic cars. It was quite nice to see, actually. And one of the things that struck me is just how small a VW Beetle is compared to modern cars.
Oh, yeah.
Modern cars are incredibly obese. I can't, it's quite striking how big a modern car has become. And I've seen this as well when I have my Volvo on the road, Volvo 850. It's from the 1990s, and I always remember that being quite a big car when it was new. And the thing is, it looks rather small and malnourished next to modern cars. Neptune says, I still have a VW Golf Mark III and proud of it. Yeah, VW Golfs, really popular.
They were almost ubiquitous at one point.
Yeah, very, very popular, huge following. They've gone through quite a few different variants, but certainly the earlier marks are definitely very popular. Ham Shackleton says VW in German is VW. No, it's actually VW. That's how you'd pronounce it in Germany, because V is pronounced V and W is V. Germans pronounce a W like we pronounce V's, and Germans pronounce V's like we would pronounce F's. It's actually all very, very simple once you get your head around the nomenclature of it all.
Nomenclature, not
that as well. Yeah, that as well. Phil Yates says, watch a Ford Anglia nip past the bus down a narrow lane, yet today's Mini gets stuck. Yeah,
today's Minis are not Mini. They're Maxi.
Hit the lever.
How's it? There you are.
Yeah. I think I can see there's a certain locomotive that's always in a certain place when that happens.
So it doesn't like it.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, where has it gone? So that loco, 25.
Maybe it's run off.
95. I'm going to stop that one because it's clearly shorting out on an insel frog or something. So I'm going to slow that down, and I'm going to stop that, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more reliability going on. Richard has the old Blackadder joke. Have you had any VWs? 9, you say?
That's a lot.
Yes. 9.
Yes.
Although Leslie Gilpin Rose says Victorian Cockneys transposed V and W. Yeah, I suppose so. Jeff Hammond says Jeff Hammond, Flint Hills Model Railway says, like to say hi and thanks to all those who came to see me at the Billericay show on Saturday. Oh, of course, yeah, there was the Billericay. The Billericay show. Sorry, every time I see that on a road sign, I just think of somebody from EastEnders pronouncing
Ricky.
Billericay.
Ricky.
Yeah, Bianca.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Ben Davis says, see deals on TMC and Rails of Sheffield. Yeah, and there's lots of deals on at the moment. I must admit.
Yeah, I've been getting emails all over the place.
Don't share. It's going to leak. There's an
I'm
issue.
going to hand it to you.
Yeah, that's probably as well. So
There
what
you go.
I need to do is hit deliver. And I'm actually, there's going to be a bit of noise for a moment.
Okay, you do what you need to. What I would like from you as well, Jen, is the black, because I've just realised that we don't have any.
Yeah, hold on. Busy.
Yeah, you're maxing out everyone's headphones right now.
Okay.
That's better. Sorry about that, guys. This part of it is sponsored by Billy's Replacement Speakers!
Which, of course, the William Loudwagon, we were talking a little bit about that earlier on. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported that project. It's been well supported.
It really
so
has.
much so that they all sold out. When I say all sold out, I mean Rails accidentally sold the ones that were holding back for me. But thank you to the generosity of Flymo Chairman 1, who was very, very...
Pass me the black, please.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Isn't that it?
That's gloss black. You will need the matte black.
Okay.
That's metallic black. I didn't even know.
Not it.
No. There you are, matte 33.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come again.
So yes, it's hammer time, says Bento. Absolutely.
Yeah, stop. Hammer time. Do. Can't touch this. Right, yeah. Sorry, but it's one of the ways to make sure that the lids go on. One of the things you find with the little tinlets, Humbrol's terrible for it, Revel as well, is that over time the lids seem to end up higher and higher because you get a crusty build-up. And one way to stop this is to actually
Slap
make
it down.
sure... Yeah, you can use 2 small bits, offcuts of plywood, and a tiny little G-clamp as well is a really good way of doing it. And you kind of force the lid in.
You've got to get it into the right position, otherwise you'll be pushing down one side, pushing up the other.
Yeah, but the problem is as well, the tin lids don't seal quite so easily as the tins get older. As they've been in and out a few times, they loosen up. So it's a case of...
I'm so glad that we're all mature.
Yes. J94, great to see you. Hillside Junction says, I'm still in a search for the first Monday Club wagon. I have seen them come up. Oh, thank you so much. Simon Snow has very kindly gifted 5 Jennifer Kirk memberships. Thank you so much for your generosity. Oh, that is really kind of you. John Walters says, hello, sorry I'm late.
Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So thank you so much for that, Simon Snow. Really generous of you. And of course, being a channel member gives you access to the Friday video early, advert free. And actually, last Friday's video with the crane went down incredibly well. I've never seen quite so many views on the Patreon, the channel members version, which was like nearly double what it normally gets. A lot of interest in the crane build, and I guess, I don't know, they're still showing us in stock at TMC, but I think they are selling quite well. They did have quite a few to sell, but 20 quid, well, £19.99, really good price for those.
So, Jen,
What
would you say is the best part about having a model railway on a wet bank holiday?
Well, obviously, I mean, there's nothing better than having an entire day that you might have otherwise been at work or college or school or wherever, where you can just sit in the model room and enjoy the best hobby in the world. And of course, as Sir Ken of Patterson always says, this is the greatest hobby in the world. And he's absolutely right, because there is so much you can do and get out of this hobby. But on a bank holiday, it's a great time to put some time into your hobby. And, you know, in the UK, it's probably Memorial Day in the US. You're outside and it's cracking the flags, and you're all having a barbecue in the garden with some nice cool brewskis. But here in the UK, it inevitably rains. So that's where this hobby does come into its own. And you can manufacture your own sunny landscape in model form, where it never rains. It's always brilliant weather, and you can enjoy it year round, unless you make a winter model, in which case it's just a lovely crisp winter's day. Somebody did say, I did spot it, and then I ended up talking about something else. Somebody, I really do apologise. You said that you push the lid on tightly and then shake the tin for a bit upside down. Seems to work quite well. Yeah, it's always good to turn the tin upside down after you've resealed it. Don't do it before, because all the paint just pours out on your lap. But effectively, the paint then creates a seal by sealing the lid. What you don't want is an air gap, because quite frankly, what happens then is the that number 65 that you saw, they start to dry out and they eventually go solid. You can revive them with thinners, which is what I've done with this, and I think it's going to need a lot of work just giving it a good shake from time to time just to get that all happening. Caroline Rogers says, the crane off TMC is great. My husband has painted his as well, Jen. Excellent. So, excuse me. So I'm really glad, actually. It was... For me, it was a hidden gem in the range. I'm not familiar with it. I know Leslie Cliff Model Railways.
Not Lobia?
Yeah, not Lobia. He said he'd had one in the past and decided it was too toy-like. But actually, I think it scrubs up really, really well. And for me, it's absolute hidden gem. I just wasn't aware that this was available. Otherwise, I think I would have tried one a long time ago. But out of the box, they come completely unpainted. And for me, the magic is in painting it. It was quite an easy little project. I keep looking over at it. That's what I'm actually looking at. So let me just see. Can I pluck it out? So here's the crane, actually. Do check out the Friday video. We've got the full in-depth lowdown on this. But this, for £19.99, and it does work. So you can see there, you can actually twiddle some little knobs.
I've heard of people motorising it. There were some in the comments talking about motorising it.
Yeah, so I thought it was a really, really good budget. I mean, for £19.99, what's not to like? But this is actually painted with Humbrol 99, and then I think it was Humbrol 78 or 79 for the dark grey, for the walkways. And then I just weathered it with various Humbrol weathering stuff. And very quickly, actually, it's not a big project, it's not a difficult project, but it very quickly came together into something that really did look quite good.
There we go.
Sarah Davis says, Nuffies, according to their Facebook... Yes, oh, is that... Are they open? John Walters asks, is the model shop in Bolton still open? Yes, I suspect he is open, or was open today, because Bank Holiday Monday, there'll be a lot of people out and about. I think he is. Is he normally open Mondays? I can't remember.
I think he is, yeah.
It might be Tuesdays that he's not normally open. But do check the website. Facebook is not Facebook. It does have a Facebook page, but yeah, definitely still open because that's where you got the Gotha from.
Yes.
So the Cupboard Monkey actually got this from.
I saw it in his shop while we were down there one time and thought,
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. I've got to try that.
Absolutely.
And they weren't expensive either. It's like £8 or something.
$7.99 according to the price tag.
Oh, well, there you are then.
And actually, yeah, that's come out all right. That Duck Egg Blue has come out reasonably well.
It comes out nice.
I was worried that was absolutely spent, but that's revived okay. So really pleased at that. Also, don't forget, there is secondhand at Nuffy's models. He does have a lot of secondhand in the cabinet. Sometimes he does share photos of what he's got. It's well worth checking him out on his Facebook page. But also, I would say that actually I'll leave that with you just in case you need the black again. It's always worth a visit if you're in the area. So, for example, he had a slightly distressed Hornby Class 71 in a rail blue, but with pre-tops number. It was missing 3 buffers and had a damaged pantograph, but quite a few of the Class 71s lost their pantographs later in life. They were just removed. So, as long as you could try and get source buffers for them, then actually £50. I thought that was a pretty good deal. He's got a bargain bin of wagons. I've bought a couple from there myself. A new old stock. I paid £8 for a Bachmann branch line Coke wagon. Yeah, there's some really good deals there. He's also got the Rapido trains, Great Eastern Railway, J70 with the Wisbeach and Upwell coaches sets in the original Great Eastern Railway liveries, 2 different versions. Also got the sound-fitted version, so it's well worth going and checking out. It's also got extensive ranges of remote-controlled cars, also model kits, really extensive range. You can just browse. And as we said before, the Gotha here, PM models, never seen them before. I did do a search online. They are quite widely available. But he had a good range of different kits and reasonably priced too. Alan Pollock says, I've missed a lot. A degree of lateness.
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons.
Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Yes. Right.
I'm just finishing off this little bit of paintwork on here before I go and wash my hands, and then we'll be doing some videos.
Oh, yes. So Nigel Gresley fan 1937 says, Hi, Jenny. Just saw you were on a stream. How are you? Absolutely grand. Bank holiday Monday, which means it's rained all day.
And
but
also,
it doesn't matter.
Could we just say one big hello? Because we met a couple of fans today, didn't we, at a family event?
Oh, yes, we did. So, we're saying hello to Charlesy. I hope you're behaving yourself, Charles. Come on now, don't be a nuisance. But no, just joking with you. But it was great to see you today. And also Henry. Really good to see you as well, Henry. Henry is our family's resident train expert and aficionado.
And dinosaur expert.
No, that's Charlesy.
Charlesy's the dinosaur expert.
But you can ask Charlesy anything about dinosaurs. He's really
he knows a lot. He knew some dinosaurs I'd never even heard of.
He knows his dinosaurs. Right, Railway Music Lover says, I saw there was 2 GCR style card kits by prototype models on a certain auction website. I bagged them both as they were coming useful.
Nice.
It's always great, isn't it, when you bag something that, especially if you've been after it for a while and it's hard to get. I can remember it was actually at a Nottingham model show a good few years ago now. It must be like nearly 15 years, at the Nottingham model show. And I was there in the hall, and there was a stand that had the Walthers overhead travelling crane kits. And it's like, I have been looking for these for years. And the thing was, I didn't have... Oh, thank you. Oh, lovely, jubbly. I'll have a good
I'll
swig.
drink that later.
I'll drink that. Oh.
Okay, so I don't know if we can get these onto screen very well.
Yeah, that's actually come out really well. And it's drying quickly. That looks almost dry enough to start assembly. So, hold on. I'll make sure that my skirt's pulled down,
It's
shall
okay.
I?
So this is it. I've had to just paint those grey stripes, silver stripes on the back of the upper part of this because that's
it's heat
apparently
resistant.
part of it. But yeah,
It's heat resistant.
that has come together incredibly well. So Jen,
Yes.
I am now going to pop off ski.
Well, pop yourself back in. Did you do the silver stripes on the underside as well?
Nope.
Oh no,
There
no.
aren't any.
Yes. Aha. Well spotted there. As I was hoping you'd notice that. Neptune said made so far 2 models from U-Gear. Oh yeah, did they do the working lift bridge, which looked a really good kit? As they've done a motorcycle and a classic car. It's time consuming, but the satisfaction with the end result is nice. Got to try a locomotive kit. Richard Gruter says all this aeroplane stuff goes over my head. Railway music lover says I live between Derby and Nottingham. I used to go to the model shows. I used to go to the model shows that were on until I was made unemployed due to COVID. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Zantec says the GO229/HO229 was also made from plywood, I think. Yeah, plywood was... the thing about plywood is it's incredibly strong for its weight. So, and it doesn't have any weak things. So, like normal wood...
Weak points.
That's what they're the words I was searching for. So the thing about when you get regular wood, really strong if you try and break it across the grain, but with some woods they can split down the grain quite readily. But plywood, because it's thin sheets of wood that are laid at 90 degrees to each other, and like the number of ply, so you can have like 3 ply, 7 ply, 12 ply, is that each ply is a layer of wood at 90 degrees. It makes it incredibly strong because no matter which direction you bend it, you're going across the grain of some of that wood. So it's really strong for the weight. It's why they also use it a lot for boats as well. And yeah, Ham Shackleton, wood doesn't fatigue either like metal. Yeah, Sarah Davis, behave yourself. John PW22 says working. Talking to Flymer Chairman 1. Rich's Microcosm says very cool plastic jet. Almost done with an XB70 Mach 3 bomber. Haven't built a kit since I was a kid. Fun stuff. Yeah, there's something about building plastic kits, actually. I really enjoy them as well. And I really like the painting. I always think painting the kit is where the fun always is. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, oops, almost forgot to like the stream. You need to like the stream. Don't forget, everybody, hit that like button, share the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. But share us to social media. Let other people know about the greatness that is the Monday Club. Oh, yes, I've got my biggest fan here. My biggest fan. It is quite warm up here. Raymond Legg says, some of the Russian Class O locos were 2-cylinder simple compounds. Richard Gruter says, don't press it twice like I did, as it unlikes it. Yes. If you're going to manically hit the like button, do make sure it's an odd number of times. Railway Music Lover says, I've been using 10mm thick MDF. I use a mixture of acrylic paint and PVA glue. I've not had any trouble with it. Valley's 56XX saying 251 watching, only 103 likes. I think you do have to hit reload to get the true number of likes. It's not quite an accurate readout, but definitely some of you people watching have not liked this stream. Now, people always ask me, and I always forget to say, what is actually running? Well, we have got a Hellion Class 28, number D5701, which is doing the rounds. It's actually running wrong direction on the line it's on. I thought I'd have a change. I don't normally run things that direction. But that's the only Class 28 which got rail blue with full yellow ends. I quite like it. A lot of people say, oh, it doesn't suit it. But the Class 28 Kobo, I think, really does suit Rail Blue. We do have another run of these coming through Rails. The tooling was actually owned by Hattons, even though they were made by Hellion and boxed up as made by Hellion. The tooling was owned by Hattons, and that has passed to Rails of Sheffield. We've got another batch coming, which is really good, actually, because they did command a really high price on some of the second-hand markets. So it's good to know that we're getting another run coming. That's pulling the really long Bachmann Mark 1 train. And then we've got the Class 13. Where's she going? She's crawling round. The Class 13 is... I might give it a bit more beans, because that's taken a bit of time to get round. So where have you gone? And... fully sound fitted. The Class 13 did a full video on that, actually. Really quite interesting build. NIU models do all the bits. That's in Rail Blue with wasp stripes as 13002. I really did enjoy that. I do implore you, if you fancy giving a bit of customization a go, you can get your hands on either 2 Bachmann or 2 Hornby Super Detail 08s that you're prepared to use. Then it's well worth it, actually. It wasn't anywhere near as difficult as I thought it would be. Then we've also got a Hellion Class 25, number 25102, the final Class 25 that remained in BR two-tone green, but with tops numbers. I think it was in that livery, certainly until the late 70s, maybe even into the early 80s. That was actually a TMC special edition. And then we've got quite a few 25s running. We've got 25083 in factory weathered Rail Blue on the uppermost line. Let's see if we can catch up with that. With the Jablite mountain cam. Come here. I'm going to have to wake up that camera. So, oops. Sorry about that. I just hit the microphone. So that's probably really loud. So that's just going around on the top with a container crane. I got all those out for filming the container crane. And actually I thought, I haven't run these in ages, so there's a whole load of BD and AF containers. Richard Grutas says, I have that Class 25, very nice model. It is actually. And there's something about a BR green diesel, but with tops numbers. And yes, Richard Grutas, it was a bargain. I too got it when, I think it went under £100. And it's like, that is a bargain, especially for a special commission. So I got one at the same time. But there's something about a BR green diesel with the tops numbers. Now, there's a lot of choice, actually. Class 08s, some of them managed it. Class 02 as well. We've got that to look forward to coming from Hellion. And I believe that they are doing 02004 in, I think that's the one in green. Or is it 02003? Them, one of those they're doing with the tops number, but in green. What others? There's quite a few 25s got either plain green or the two-tone green, like 25102. The other one I can think of off the top of my head, 25043, which Bachmann did a model of. I've seen Class 20s, I think 20188 was still in all over green with the tops number. 27001, which is doing the ABC shuttle, that's in BR green with white window surrounds, full yellow ends, and that's got the tops number as well. Russell Benton says 40106 was the last BR Loco in green in 1978, a bit of a celebrity. I was sure that some lasted longer. Elenorius Locomotive says, hello Jennifer, Zoe, just a little late, you know. Well, Gandalf has followed the cupboard monkey downstairs, I think, thinking that there were some biscuits in the offing, so might have to phone his performance in.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. And yeah, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, 01002 was still in BR Black in late 1979. 01002 was actually still in BR Black right to the end in about 1981, as was 01001 But 01001 had been dumped in the back of the shed for a very, very long time. I think she'd been out of service since about 1975, 1976. Ian White says, wasn't D200 the last green BR Loco? Whatever its tops number. Is that not 40106? Richard Gruter says, I'm out of biscuits. Have you had a visit from Gandalf? Then that's normal reason we get out of biscuits. I did wonder where you'd gone. Gandalf ran off after you like he thought that there was some kind of biscuits going on. Oh, she's gone. Ham Shackleton says, all my locos are electric. Technically, so are mine, because it's only a model.
You know the worst thing, though, when you realise it, your head goes like, whoa.
What?
In games, in virtual lights, use real electricity.
Oh man, yeah, that's really deep and meaningful. 4106 was the last green mainline diesel. But 01002 and 01001 were the last diesels in BR Black. Just quirk of fate, they never... I don't believe they ever left the shed on the Holyhead Breakwater Railway, so they never got repainted. They did get wasp stripes added.
Please tell me that 80085 was pink.
80... no, what oh, was that hot chocolate?
Yeah.
So it's a hot day and you've given me hot chocolate.
Well, you'll be going to Snooze Town after this, won't you?
Richard Gruter says, like farting in lifts. Wrong on many levels. I like that. I'm gonna use that. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, we had to get a new supply of biscuits as they almost ran out. Ian White says 4122. Right, okay, fair enough.
Jen will work out what 80085 is in a minute.
Boobs.
It's an old code, but it checks out.
Yes. Dongus Mother Railway says, no, not all of your locos are electric. Don't you have a 5-inch gauge steam loco? Yes, I do. I've also got a Mammoth as well, which is live steam, technically. So, yeah, there are a few. Yeah. So we're about to show some of your videos. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm shaking that tin of paint down.
Shake it up, baby, now.
I'm giving it. So if you're wondering why my arm is jiggling, I'm not doing anything untoward. I'm just shaking a little tin of Humbrol Mac number 65. Yeah. I don't think that tin's been opened since I was a kid. So you're indeed being honoured by.
And it looks amazing.
It does actually. It's not the colour they recommended, but actually I think that works really well.
It looks. Yeah, you can see why they colour it.
Because it blends in with the sky. When you're looking up, you
the sky and the ground and stuff like that. You won't see it as much.
They're actually. I mean, when you think about it, it's an early attempt at stealth.
Yes. That's why we did it as well. So, right, let's get up the Monte Club.
Mark Wilson, yes, the BR did own the Vale of Ryedale locomotives in the early 70s. I think they still owned them, technically, through to the mid-80s.
Part 2 on Blu-ray has been dispatched, says Amazon.
Cool.
Yes.
So is that what we're going to be watching later this week?
Yes.
If it arrives tomorrow morning, are you up for a bit of a...
June Marathon!
June!
Yes! Well, how do you do a June Marathon? You watch one film.
Yes. Yeah, Warbler Productions says the old calculator upside down number was 5318008.
Yep.
Boobies!
It's an old code, but it checks out.
Yes. Ben Tullett and Mark Wilson, they painted them in BR blue with the BR arrow logo. Did the Vale of Ryedale locomotives, Eric, ever carry their 98 tops numbers on the side?
Sorry about the buffering.
That's because you've loaded up a video ready to play.
Yeah.
And I must admit, Windowser was downgrading quite a lot earlier this week. So hopefully...
Yeah, it was because I was loading up the various programs. Sorry, guys.
Pedantic Mongrels Railway Channel says 1988 was the handover of the Ryedale to private hands and the last BR-owned steam workings.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1988.
I must admit, one of the things I do think, and it's very easy
That's
to
about
say
the
this.
time that Clarence Railway closed as well.
88.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing had run along it.
Nothing had run for ages.
But what always surprised me, and I think it's something that BR missed a trick on, but it's very easy to say this with hindsight. But the idea of actually having some locomotives for things like rail tours and specials on the books. I know some of the US railroads kept odd steam locomotives on the books for various reasons. And it does seem that, quite strange that they just eradicated this stuff, that they didn't think, okay, well, let's keep some for specials. I mean, yes, we had the National Railway Museum, but that's not actually anything to do with BR. That was more a case of, like, you will be handing these over for preservation sort of a thing.
It's more like the British Library, isn't it?
Kind of.
Whenever you publish in the UK, for those who don't know, if you're a publisher, whenever you publish in the UK, you must, by law, send a copy of your books to the British Library. So, guys, the first video we've got tonight is from Richard Swiderski, who says, hi to Jenny, Zoe, and Topsy Toaster if he's back from his holidays in Toaster.
Absolutely.
I hope you, Zoe and Jenny, are okay and that we've recovered from illness. Here is a little video for the Monday Clubbers, a little video of 34045 Braunton flying through Hertford Station in Cheshire.
Ooh.
So, let's have a look at this.
Soda Dan demands as Windows I avoid quicker than the plague. Too much cost to keep buying to run, so happy with Chromebook. Does more and updates free.
My parents have a Chromebook.
The updates don't cost anything apart from your time.
They cost you your soul.
Yes. So, lovely.
Here we go.
Come on, get it out, Zoe. Go on, you know you.
Oh, hey!
No, no, that nonsense you always say about, well, look, doesn't it look realistic? Even the trees are moving.
Yeah, British Library will tell you have to send it, though. The other copyright libraries don't.
I'm not quite sure what happens if you don't send it. How do they know?
They keep asking for it.
Because we just sent it. We knew, so we just sent stuff.
Yeah.
Where do they keep it all?
The British Library has huge vaults. Like, seriously
Raymond Legg
huge.
says that smoke fluid is very strong. And Nigel Cole says, oh my god, that looks kind of real. Oh,
yes, it does. Oh, that is very nice.
That sunset
very
really does
nice.
work there. Ben Tullett, behave yourself.
It looks so real, man. The animations are so good.
It's interesting to see steam locomotives, obviously, with the lights on the front. Of course, they do have them, but it's something that in the UK we just like. It's only comparatively recently and on very high-end steam models that we get the lights. Firebox flickers started to rock up, but it does seem a bit weird, really, that it's taken so long to get what diesels have been getting.
Richard Brutus says, my library does vegetables now. A turnip for the books. What counts as publishing? Can I self-publish a really bad book and they have to take it? Yes.
Yes.
If it's got an ISBN, they want it.
Yeah, basically it's the ISBN. If it doesn't have an ISBN, they would never know about it.
Yeah, they'll never know. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sending that in. That night run was lovely. Like, seriously lovely.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for that.
Could
so
I have
what have we
one
got
thing
next?
from you, my dear?
Yeah. What?
Could I have a sprue cutter?
A sprue cutter? Yes, you may.
Because this stuff's dry.
It dries very quickly, doesn't it? Especially
Yes.
up here. It's really hot. It's a good job we got the extractor.
So we've had
used to like Massey Ferguson.
read
Now he
a
just
message
sucks.
from Dr. Deborah Stevens saying, hi Zoe and Jenny, loving my new Gronk It Up t-shirt. Day out with friends at S4 Shore Cruise soon. We'll be sharing it. We'll be wearing it with
brilliant.
pride.
So,
there we go.
So let's have a look
Gronk it up! Gronk it up!
Gronk it up! Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
The Gronk
So
It Up
this
cult is not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
So don't forget, you
Manage
can
me,
find this, the link down below underneath
Yeah.
all of the videos. Get yourself your very own Gronk It Up t-shirt, hoodie, and you can also get it on a mug as well.
Yes, we don't have the mug.
Don't we?
No,
we never order
we never
ourselves
ordered a
one?
Gronky mug. We got the Monday Club mug and Billy's replacement speakers.
We should get a Gronk one.
We should.
Yeah, we should. And I think you can get stickers as well. The stickers still available.
The stickers are still available and they're on my laptop. I like them.
Yeah, literally on your laptop. You stuck them to it.
I did.
Yeah, they're load-bearing stickers because basically they add structural integrity. I've pressed
They
the
are
button.
load-bearing stickers, yes.
Saw that on the back of a car once. It says, "Do not remove this sticker. It is load-bearing."
Oh my goodness, we've got so many to go through.
It was a rusty car as well.
From Mark Wilkes, he says, "Good evening, Zoe, Jenny, and the gang. Hope you're doing well. I've been doing some alterations to the storage area to make room for my new DMU stock and a Voyager." Let's have a look at his alterations to his layout. Ooh, there we go. If you could press the button, please. So we've got a lot of stuff here. My goodness.
Ooh, Little Britain says, "That biro spring did the job. My front bogie now stays on track. Now all I need is a replacement screw. Need to dig into my Sacrifice logo box." You should always have a box where any random screws you find, you just chuck in, like those little tiny ones. But if you're struggling for screws, have a browse on the DCC Concepts website or have a look through stockists of DCC Concepts, because they do sell huge selections of screws designed specifically for use with models. TARDIS is by the signal box.
Big chunky one.
Yes, it is. Yes,
even
well
in
spotted.
N-gauge, that's a hell of a size train there.
So Warbler Productions, you have spotted it. Ben Tullett says, "Jenny, you need to do a Do You DMU Day and Terrier Fest."
Yes, we do. We haven't done a Terrier
big hello
Fest
to
for
Mark
ages.
Wilson.
Hello there.
I think he was in before. I saw somebody replying to him, but I hadn't seen his comments. So
Thank you
great
so
to see
much,
you.
Mark Wilkes, for sending that in. That was nice to see. And we have one here from Joe Gaskin, who says, "Hope you and Jen enjoyed the exhibition and are well. I wondered if you would both like to share my video. I can understand if you don't want to." No. Never put yourself down.
Yeah, we don't do the ivory tower nonsense that sometimes you see on YouTube. We are quite happy to promote
model
other
railway
people as
club.
well.
This is your model railway club. So this is from Evergreen Junction, and it's Castle and King in chocolate and cream.
Oh, and Little Britain as well. It says, "Thanks, I will buy an assortment. The carpet gremlins have waltzed off with many over the years." In that case, the other thing to buy from DCC Concepts is get some of their power-based magnets.
Here we go.
There's a little stack of them. Whenever you drop a screw, just waft this over your carpet, and all the screws just like stick to it.
I
It's a
love the
magnet.
word waft. It's got such
connotations. Oh, this is nice,
isn't it?
I
It's
do love.
nice.
Yeah, we've seen this layout before, and those rock faces really are nice.
They are. I've seen, yes, we have.
Yeah, we have
I
seen-
like that church. I've built one myself.
Yeah, so
Because
this
it's
is
very
really
nice.
nice. Oh, lovely, lovely coaches. The blood and custard livery on those. They were originally mainline coaches, later released by Bachmann. Sadly, the tooling apparently broke. Now that's a King. I'm looking at the front bogie. That is a King. I do quite like those. I've got 6009. I forget which. Is that King Charles II?
I'm not very good with my monarchs.
Mm,
The king that brought back partying.
Yes, and also caused King Charles Spaniels to be named after him because of his haircut. So, Mark 1s. I do love Mark 1s. There's something about them. They're probably... Mark 1s and Gresley Teaks are my two favourite coaches.
Well.
Somebody did ask, my favourite steam locomotives earlier on, Terriers and XL&Y Pugs. But I also do like A4s a lot, it must be said. That's really nice. Although you've got a narrow gauge railway. Look, and there's something going round. You can just see it in the top left. That is actually a really nice cutting, very photogenic. Like a little branch line there with a signal box. Very artfully placed signal box, so it just kind of draws the eye away from the wooden support. Here comes the narrow gauge. Beep, beep. Really nice. I love this railway. There's so much going on. I do approve. Oh,
I will comment in a moment once I've put the landing gear on this.
yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Nice.
Big chunky monkey,
That is a
one.
chunky little wheel. Although the short Stirling model from years ago, I remember, had very big tyres. This is nice. I'm enjoying this. This is a great railway for just watching trains go by.
I get the impression that because this was experimental, they used a wheel from whatever was around.
Quite probably. Yeah, Richard Gruter says, nice ballast too. James Petts, I approve of narrow gaugery. Was that a word? It is now.
It is now.
Richard Swiderski says, sorry, the camera failed to zoom out, so cut out the ultra close-up. Extreme close-up. No.
It happens. I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, this is really nice. I like the way as well you've used the little alcoves around what I presume is the chimney breast. Oh no, you've got like a little bit where you can crawl under and pop up. That's it's always think about access because
when you don't, you guarantee you're going to need to.
Stuff will derail right where you don't want it to. I really enjoyed that. Some lovely trees as well. So a lovely little rail. Oh, cows! You can never have too many cows.
You can.
I haven't got any cows. I need cows.
I've got pigs. I've got engaged pigs.
Yeah.
One of the things I did at a show was wander up to Jen, hold out the back and go, smell my pigs. And she just went, what? Sometimes I wonder why she married me.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder as well.
Yes.
So I'm just looking in the background. Is there a William... Oops. Oh, sorry, I just accidentally pressed a button. That's, sorry, my fault. I had my finger hovering. There we go. We're back. This is really nice, and I don't think we've seen this bit of the railway as so much. Oh, look! So you've got... Was that that was a mirror? I thought it went through to the other part.
I've seen this layout with the mirror before.
I like the use of the mirror. Oh, nice church as well up there. Oh, chuggity chug, chuggity chug. Is that meant to chug? Chuggity chug. That's Hornby 00! That was a Hornby 00 castle. I don't know.
Yes, it was meant to slow mo.
Was it?
Yes. It was part of the message about the slow mo.
Ah, nice. It's a great layout for watching trains go by. Some nice long trains as well. Oh, I did that Hornby 00 Castle. I'm sure it's Hornby 00. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Oh, this is brilliant layout. Really, really nice for watching the trains go by. Some traction engines there up on the hill.
Up on the hill.
Yeah, yeah. So just always like a return loop, is it? Yeah, so it comes round. It's an interesting track plan as well because it's not just like a little bit of an oval. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, there's the mirror, I assume.
It's a very clever layout. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that mirror works incredibly well because I'm sat here trying to work out, is that a mirror or has it just got two trains that mirror each other?
That mirror each other, yeah.
Yeah. So, nice little freight train with the Class 31 in that sort of experimental blue. I do quite like.
We're going to jump on a little bit, and then we'll jump off to another one.
Is that, that's
press the wrong button.
Hit the lever.
Hit the lever.
I like that little narrow gauge bit
I like
there.
the bit with the slate and all that. That's really nicely
that
done.
was nice. So,
thanks so much for sending this in.
Ben Tullett says, I like the fact that most of the rolling stock on this layout are older models, but actually don't look out of place. Yeah, it shows you don't need up to date stuff. The Hornby 00, they were well ahead of their time. Really nice models. Ham Shackleton says, repeating the question, which BR Loco was it had the double arrows painted on the wrong way round? I would guess that... I would guess it's probably...
Whoa!
Whoa.
Nice way to end the stream there. Thank you.
I would guess one of the early paints. So, did they turn out the XP64 Class 47 and somebody went, you got them the wrong way? I honestly don't know. Lizzie Beard Locomotive says, chuggity chug, chuggity chug chug. The train runs on the track. Huff and puff, huff and puff. Peppa Pig train episode.
There was a Peppa Pig train episode?
I don't know. I don't think I was their target market, to be honest. But yeah.
You weren't?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Just look. Lots of joy to be had with an old boiler, says Iron Horse Railways. Don't talk about your missus like that. Just joking with you. J. Paul Anderson says great layout, and John Walter says Henry, my favourite, and Thomas the Tank Engine. I always like Percy myself, but yeah, Henry's good. And Donald and Douglas. I'm sure that they were so like when the Reverend was looking away, they'd swear like troopers. They did give off that sweary vibe.
Okay.
So have we got another one up?
We have. It's not a video this time. It's photos.
So this is from Alvin Hall, and it says, so first off, better pictures of my turntable and shed as they were blurry. 2 American invasion pictures, big boy in a UK works yard. Then an unexpected visitor. Mr. the Piggy investigates the yard. No trees were nibbled in this invasion. Mr. lives under the turntable with Mabel, Artemis, and Nina. So he wanted to see what the noise was. He did try pushing trucks, but decided he liked sitting next to the ash tower. Death seems to have arrived with the Americans. Oh, the Grim Reaper there.
Well, let's have a look.
Let's have a look here, shall we?
Beep, beep. If you could press the button, please.
Hit the lever. So there's the turntable.
Yes.
Nice. That's the same
Similar
kit.
style to what you've got.
I think it's the same kit that I used. It's the Pico turntable. Quite a good kit, actually. It wasn't too badly priced. I think when I bought it, the kit was about £50, something like 45. Which, when you consider you're getting, it makes up into a nice working turntable. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Madden Steam Railway says, sorry, I'm working tomorrow and I'm off to bed for the night. Good night, take care, see you next week. You take care, it's been absolutely great having your company. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're not already done so. Share the stream to social media and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed.
And then once you've done all that, you can have a good night's sleep.
Absolutely. Ben says Bill and Ben for the win. They were based on the port of Bar Locomotive.
Nice
and they're going to be available from Rapido trains. I do like American stuff.
The big boy is a hell of a model.
Because I got a Niagara. I was sent a Niagara by one of the Monday Clubbers, and thank you so much to the... off the top of my head, I can't remember your name. I'm really sorry, but sent me a 484 Niagara, and it's a really lovely model, it must be said. But the big boy is amazing.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments. DJ K666 says it's always fun to watch someone playing with their HO scale big boy. God, behave yourself. So next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
Oh, that stuff's giving me a headache.
Oh, nice look at the big boy again. I love the big boy.
Nice.
It's got a hell of a character to it.
Yeah, they are huge.
Oh yeah, it's a big boy.
Absolutely. Because there was the big boy. So that's 4884. But then there was also a Challenger. Was that the 4664? And which one was the Malay?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
So I'm not an expert, not by a long way, in American locomotive. I just like the look of them. So next slide, please.
Certainly.
And oh, that looks really nice. Actually, I like whether you've got the coaling plant and the ash plant, and that water tower behind. Is that the Daypole kit, or is that the Bachmann Scenecraft? So I think actually it might be the Bachmann Scenecraft, but Daypole do a plastic kit for a water tower. That's quite a versatile model despite its age. John Walter says, I love the Challenger locomotive, but then I've always loved things called Challenger. Clive Gobolt says, guys, I have to go now. See you soon. Please stay safe and well, guys. Goodbye from Clive in Northern Ireland. Look, you take care. Again, absolute honour to have your company. Thanks for coming. Dongis Muller Railway says, and then there's the 2666 Allegheny as well. Ivor Van Zon says, Malay's low pressure on a bogey. As Lizzie Beard Locomotives, on Saturday it was a cup game, and on the way home, oh yeah, we did hear somebody down the street going yeah. So we did. We did suspect there was something football related happening. So next slide, please.
Give me a second.
Is there
I'm going to give this to you for the moment to go through the slides.
Okay.
Because I'm having a little bit of trouble here.
Let me create some space. Nothing better than a hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. So let me just find. Where's the mouse pointer gone? Chuggity chug. Oh, guinea pig. Wow. Did they not leave hair? But that's really good. Leslie Gilpin Rose says NN3 used Z gauge track. Ooh. I do love narrow gauge. I'm still watching the Roman channel, and that's spelled ROHMANN, and also Asif. I forget his name. Something Asif 29. The Java Sugar Railways are really fascinating me. Really fascinating. Well worth it. But yeah, narrow gauge really does tickle my fancy.
Oh my goodness.
There's some lovely models there. You've got a Garrett there at the front. Again, another lovely model. So really nice, and it's a lovely shed area. It puts mine to shame, actually. I've only got 4 tracks, and they're a bit crowded and not got enough room. I must admit that I do feel that I need more space for locomotives. But then again, I need more space for rolling stock as well. See, I wonder, could I build another model railway about 2 feet above this? What do you think?
Yes, you could. You'd have to put a lot of lighting underneath to keep Weir Yard going.
Yeah. And it would make it very difficult to access the back of Weir Yard.
Yeah,
but,
so you'd have to be very careful.
I don't know. There's like lots of possibilities here. I'd need one hell of a structure to support it, but I need more space. So a lovely loco depot there. Next slide. Guinea pig. John Walter says, my sister loves them furry blob things. Caroline Rogers says, good night all, take care. Well, you take care as well. It's been great having your company. Tony Wright says, Jenny, I have a 2662 Malay by Bachmann, a great loco in C&O livery. Ooh. And Leslie Gilpin Railway says, I've ridden behind the Union Pacific Challenger, sadly now out of use. And yes, Ham Shackleton need more space, full stop. Yes, we do. So,
it's the wrong scale pig.
Look, I see a Gronk.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up.
Gronk it up. Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
Gronk it up cult is not a cult for legal and tax
purposes. Oh, right,
purposes.
so that's where they normally live, under the turntable. Well, look, thank you so much for sharing that with us. A lovely, lovely trip into your layout. Really impressive loco TMD.
There's a little extra bit of character to them.
Absolutely. So, look, thank you so much for that. So I'm going to go back and go to...
Sorry, I'm a little distracted because of this.
Yes, you are. So, next one up, we've got... I think we've got a little bit of judder going on because this mouse is not doing what it's meant to do. So, if I...
We've already had one from Richard, but we'll have another one.
Okay. So, let me just open that in a new tab.
That is an advert first, but it's okay. So this one's from Richard Swiderski, and it's Pete Waterman making tracks. Oh, this is when they got the world record. Okay, let's do it.
So, okay.
Go on then.
I'll just play, you silly thing. There we go. Pete Waterman, the Railnuts. I don't know when we may have shown this last time. This is the problem when people send their video in twice. It gets shown twice. The brand, I actually preferred this hall, the Key Model World Live hall that they use. It's a different hall from when Worley was at the NEC, and I actually preferred this hall. It was a much better location for parking because you didn't need to get on the sweat bus to get there. I don't know, it just felt like a much nicer hall. All right, we're going to need to.
I've unfortunately got a bit of fingerprint on the glass and I can't do anything about it.
I think what I might do is I'll put a little bit of super glue in the gap, squidge it.
I was thinking of just trying to get the...
Yeah, because that's not quite
I know.
going...
Some of this in there.
Do you want me to?
You can try, and I'll take the mouse back. But this is... the making tracks was just so good, man.
The problem with this is it's going to go on the paint.
Yeah, but it's got to get repainted anyway.
I suppose you do need to touch it up. Oh, hey.
I've done my best, but my hands are full of arthritis these days, which is one of the reasons I took up modelling again. Just to give me something to do, you know?
Right, you talk to the nice people whilst I...
There's a thing that if you get arthritis in your hands a lot, it's a suggestion that you play a musical instrument or at least do something with your hands.
Yeah, piano is often recommended. It's very good exercise.
I can't do that because one of my fingers is broken, so I can't play an instrument very well.
Kiddy Wolf does point out that Hall 12 is about a mile's walk from the international station, so it is swings and roundabouts. And 3B Rail says, good night to all. Hope everyone has a great week. You take care. Always great to have your company, and see you next time.
Right,
DJK 666 says, and the hall was a bit of a trek from the station, but was better filled than half 5 was for Worley.
Yeah.
No vast empty spaces. Yeah, that was the other thing that I found, that it did feel a much better use of space. I've heard talk, I've not heard officially whether this is the case, just sort of through various people, that they're thinking next year of having 2 halls so that there would be a lot more exhibits. So
I think they had the right amount of...
you can actually have more exhibits.
Yes, but the right amount of space between the exhibits, so you didn't feel crowded. There's plenty of space to sit down.
But then it didn't feel too spaced out. That was one of the problems.
It didn't feel too spaced out, exactly.
Yeah, that was one of the problems with the Worley. Was in places it felt like a bit thin on the ground.
Whereas with Getz, I felt crowded.
Yeah, the problem with Getz is they ran out of space,
yeah.
So you didn't have big enough aisles between them. So it's all, it is a very difficult balancing act. Ben Tullett says, I had the email from Key Model World on feedback from the show. I did put some recommendations to improve the show. Live scale, live steam, and more remote control action, especially from the remote control boats. Actually, yeah, having something like a nice big paddling pool that they can put the boats in would probably go down really
amazing.
Well. Richard Gruter says, just don't buy the burgers. I take it you had a burger and you weren't impressed. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft says, I'll be going to Chester to see Peter Layout in the 27th of July to 3rd of September at Chester. It's well worth it. We went to Chester Cathedral when Making Tracks 3 was up.
We did.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Right. That side I've managed to stick.
I would leave it there. Right, guys, this is going to have to be the end of the show because we are coming up on the end. So I'm going to switch back to...
Gosh, that comes around very quick.
Yes, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we say our goodbyes or anything now, and thank you so much to Richard Swiderski. I'm going to grab the link and put it into the chat.
Railway Rob says 2 halls would be too much. I need 2 days to look around what's there already. True. That is part of the problem.
But before we go on to any more of that, I think we have a word from our sponsor.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey.
So there we are, and you were saying?
Yeah, 2 halls. One of the things, actually, Dortmund in Germany is a big, big show.
Yeah.
And you do need the full weekend at places like that and a packed lunch because apparently you will not meet up again with the people you went with if you split up.
It's so difficult even at the one we were at. I kept losing you and
and I didn't.
Horse.
I'll see videos and pictures and stuff. I don't remember seeing that.
Can I just say one thing? What I really loved about Key Model World Live was I found some N-gauge trams. This is the kind of tram I love. The style that you see at Beamish, the old Victorian Edwardian style. Fantastic. So I've got one from Blackpool and one from London. And very, very happy. They're going to be going onto my Heritage Railway. And
That's
Jen, on the other hand, is very, very happy with this. And has already decided that this is going onto Weir Yard.
It's going to be
some kind
what
of
scale is it?
Display.
Does it say what scale we've got?
Yeah, 1 to 72.
Are you sure?
It's on the front, bottom right, left even.
Yeah, 172.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like we can fudge that. So yeah.
Well, to be fair, it would be closer to you because it's in the air.
Okay, so Ben Tullett says, night Jenny and Zoe, night all in the chat.
I've really enjoyed tonight, guys. DCC trams are cheap. Do these ones work? No, these are Oxford diecast trams.
I mean, they're
I think they've got wheels.
Yeah, I haven't got it out of the box to test them, but you were well chuffed at these. Were these all of the trams that they had? Did you basically get all of the end gauge?
I got all of the trams that they had.
All right. Well,
they had multiple iterations of them, but these were the 2 versions that they had, so I got both.
Fair enough. Griffey says, I converted the Oxfords with the Tomy chassis kit for 15 quid.
I will look into that.
Yeah, I mean,
I could use them for dioramas. Yes,
absolutely.
That's exactly what I'm planning.
Dave Scott Railway says, good night, folks. Great stream as
They're going to
always.
sit in.
Thank you so much. Look, you guys take great care of yourself, and don't forget that your live streaming goodness does continue after this. With Game Hammer Classic Gaming, you will automatically be given a prompt to move on over to that. And what are you going to be playing tonight?
Whatever people want. It's the
12 stag.
12 stag.
12
okay.
stag. I'm asking for 12 stag.
12 stag. Stag.
As opposed to jag.
Yes. So I'm going to head off ski. I
Absolutely.
hope you've all had a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
It is 9 o'clock.
And I'll see you.
So you will be
time.
prompted to move on over. But from all of us here at Weir Yard, until next time, you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.
I will be looking into that Tomy chassis thing. That sounds good.
Yeah. Hit the lever.
The train now departing is the 2101 service to Boxton-on-Fyle, where the Heritage Railway with the trams will be. Stopping at Bolton Trinity Road, Minneth Tatis, Tatis Newith. The unnamed layout that Jen said had a name and it turned out it didn't have a name. Eindhoven. Whoops farting. Pittsburgh somehow. Packham on the back and then on to Boxton-on-Fyle. That's the 2101 service to Boxton-on-Fyle.
Is there a possibility of changing at Bishop's Knob for Bell End?
Yes, all change at Bell End for Lord Hereford's Knob. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Monday Club for everyone, so come on and have some fun. And with bubblegum
and suck your thumb and say yum yum. I don't know. Right, Jen, if you want, you can put the last bits on this.
Can I finish your kit?
Because I know you like making.
It is impressive, actually.
It's a really impressive kit.
I will recommend it. PM model, £7.99. We picked this up at Nuffy's Models. But it does look like they are widely carried by a lot of model shops.
Yeah.
Don't forget as well. Oh my word, Minos55 says, am I late?
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So, unfortunately, we are at the end of the stream, but you will be able to just rewind the stream and watch from the beginning. But look, it's been great having your company, everybody. And could you pass me the mouse? Because
I can.
Have you? What's wrong with the last bit?
I thought you were sharing a bit.
No, I've got hot chocolate. Okay. So go on, take it. You know you want it. So let's fire up the Class 13. So
I've got to go and wash my hands now because I'm covered in bits. And then I'll start up with the Game Hammer.
Oh, interestingly enough, people, I do have. Haven't done a what does it sound like video. I probably should actually. It is due out very, very shortly. But I've got the Class 91 profile for HM 7000, so Right, let me see if I can bring that up. So, yeah, I probably should. Oh, it would help if I actually had it set to DCC mode. So, let me just... Incidentally, if you are wanting to get one of the lemur cranes that we showed in the video, they are they've sold really well. They've sold a lot of them. I've just got a message to say that there are only 17 of those bargain £19.99 container cranes left. So if you're on the fence and umming and ahhing about getting one from TMC, the Model Centre, be aware that they only have 17 left. So if that's a must-have item, then you probably need to get in there fairly quick. I'm going to try and activate this Class 91. Yes, Valley's 56XX. The answer, as always, is Daypole. So I'm just going to... I've got to boot up the special test version of the app. So this is the Class 91. I'm going to shut up the Class 13 just so that we can hear it better. Electric locos are always a lot quieter, so let's see. Simon Train's Mother Showcase says Class 91s are god tier brackets awesome electric locomotives. Yeah, so the Class 91, it's quite difficult to demonstrate it. Electric profiles do tend to be a lot quieter, but currently got the Class 91 profile running here. I don't know, can anybody hear it? It's quite quiet. I'll just see if I can move the microphone across. So bear with me just one moment. So that's the Class 91. I mean, it's very difficult to demonstrate an electric locomotive. It just, by nature, they tend to be a lot quieter. But there you go, a little exclusive for you at the end of today's Monday Club. The Class 91 sounds there from the Hornby HM 7000 range. Now, let me just move the microphone back a little bit. So, that should be released this week along with the 4VEP. The delay on the 4VEP, I'm told, is down to getting the right icons for the app, and that should be out. I did do a what does it sound like for that. I should do one for the 91 really. I've been a bit foolish not doing it, but just we've been so busy with so much other stuff. Let me just turn it off now. It's gone into the platform announcing. So let me just turn that off. I'm going to put it to DCC so I can access it on the main track if needs be. But yeah, there's also the Mark IV DVT. The sounds for that are also about to be released. So I could have done it, what does it sound like for both of those, but foolishly I have not. Because they would have been really good with lots of views. They always do get a lot of views, but just been so busy. Now I'm looking at the time, it's almost ready for me to move you across to Game Hammock Classic Gaming. So really it's just a case of saying thanks for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Share the live stream to social media, things like Facebook, Instagram and things like that. If you haven't already done so, do let others know about the Monday Club, and just take great care of yourself, and hopefully we'll see you next time. This week we've got coming up the Wednesday video. We're reviewing another bargain that's in the sales. This time it is the 3MT tank locomotive. And we have a full review on the Pico Cato Large England 009 locomotives for Friday, And next week, we're looking by popular demand, actually. A lot of people have asked me about doing this review, and I finally got my hands on one. It's the 88DS from Hornby, and we're also going to finally, I did film this several weeks ago, put out the box file part 1 video. I've been sitting on this for quite some time, just because we've been so busy with content. We'll be putting it out. I've also filmed an update on the Garden Railway, and that should hopefully be coming out the week after that on the Friday. But until next time, it's me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself and happy modelling. There we are, dizzy train. Oh no! So busy. Right, I'll just check if the monkey is ready for you guys, and then we'll pass you over. Oh, blooming table. I've been trapped in here, trapped behind a big table. You ready yet? Okay. So the Monkey of Madness is live. Just got time for me to say thanks for joining us. And when the prompt comes up, hit the lever and you'll be over at Gamehammer Classic Gaming. But from me tonight, take care.